What's up, guys?
What's up?
Good morning. Who are you? Who are you?
What's going on, YouTube? Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to go over some recent sales basically this week, and wanted to go over some pointers, help you guys out. I have a feeling a lot of resellers or people that sell on eBay are kind of like myself, where you actually have a real job and then you do this to basically make some extra money. Now, my concentration in the past couple months has been getting rid of all the extra stuff I have around my house. So it's a good way of actually making some money. You do have to list on a consistent basis. You do have to enjoy it. You know, sometimes people love buying, but a lot of people don't like actually listing. So anyone can buy, but I think the most difficult part is taking the time, researching the item, getting it listed, and just doing it on a consistent basis. So the background.
Who are you?
Currently, I'm on eBay. I've had an eBay account for many, many years. I've got 1,385 listings, and in the past 90 days, I have sold. I think I'm at a 24%. Yeah, I've sold 322 items, so I have a 24% sell through, which simply means every 90 days, if I list 10 things a day, I'm going to sell whatever 322. So if I list 10 items, 2.4 of the items will sell. But eventually, if I stop listing, eventually everything will sell, right? But 24% is probably a decent, I think, a decent sell-through rate based on what I've seen other YouTube channels that advertise. Some of them are nuts. Like they'll have like thousands of items listed, and then they have like 1 or 2 sales a day, which I don't know. What are you doing, man? Are you a professional hoarder? I'm not a professional hoarder. So anyways, I've been doing a good job after moving, found a lot of good items of value, and I wanted to share those items with you. And maybe you have some of these lying around your house. So, and you can always ask me any questions.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions.
Always happy to answer.
I want to have them answered
I'm
immediately.
always happy to answer them on my channel here. Again, I'm here to help. I'm not here to brag. Again, I have a feeling a lot of resellers or people that are on eBay are like myself. So you have a lot of stuff. It's a good way of getting some extra money for it. So we're going to start with this vintage 7-Up miniature soda bottle. So this item's been lying around for quite some time. I've had it since I was a kid. I remember one time it was just chilling in the kitchen. I knew it was worth something, but anyways, it's worth $17. So someone decided to pay $17, and I was excited to sell to someone that actually could use it in their collection.
You know, I only make $10 an hour, and
I work alone.
Work alone too. So if you find anything like that at a garage sale or at an estate sale, and it says 7-Up, I think I sold the Pepsi one a while back. I have an Orange Crush one for sale too. They're really tiny. They're cool. They're made out of real glass, and I think they're from the 70s or early 80s, and they're probably worth about $20. Video games are always easy to sell. Just do not sell ones that have scratches on them. You're just going to get negative feedback, or you're going to get upset seller, or upset buyer, I should say, that's going to return it to you. And don't ask ridiculous money unless it's a rare item or it's like brand new. So this one was $8. So Grand Theft Auto is obviously a great game.
8.
And I don't want to hear you guys complaining that you don't have any money, because I know even people with no money have a lot of stuff. So if you have stuff, you have money. Just got to turn it into money.
I do not have any money.
You just have to turn it into money on eBay itself. Here's a project calculator that I sold for $14.49. So have you guys seen that lying around out there in the wild? This one's cool. It has yards, feet, and inches, but this is a calculator brand called Calculated Industries. Even if the thing doesn't work, you can probably pick up some batteries at the dollar store or wherever, pretty cheap. I like to buy mine on Amazon in bulk. Then I have extras if I ever run into the same battery that I need. So always put a fresh battery into. You don't want someone getting the item and say it doesn't work because you didn't put a battery in it.
Yes, I would like to have a refund.
I want to get a refund from you.
Can I get a refund? I would like to have a refund.
This guy here is an old computer monitor I purchased way back in the day. It's a big box. I don't know why I didn't list it many years ago, but anyways, someone thought it was worth $40, which I thought was pretty cool. and that made a nice margin on that, considering didn't have to put any money in it. It's just something that's laying around the house.
43%. $50.
Almost $50. Almost $50. So older computer type stuff, as long as you have the box and stuff, does have some value. I probably could ask more, but again, who cares? Here's an old Bratz Diamonds game. So I have 3 daughters. They're all adults now. This one was in great shape, and someone decided it was worth $10. So chances are someone that's a little bit older or in their 20s got an old PlayStation 2, and maybe they have a little daughter now and they want to play the same game with them, or someone want to just reminisce. But I notice older PlayStation 2 games, as long as they're in good shape, again, don't sell something with scratches. This was worth $10 to somebody.
10.
All right, next item that sold was a piece of clothing here. So this one's pretty sad. I think I've had this buried in my closet for over 10 years. This is from 2011. It's just a white Tommy Hilfiger shirt. And I knew I had an interested buyer because I got a message saying, hey, can you send the measurements? And I realized I did not measure. So if you are going to list clothing online, especially women's clothing, but any clothing, you do want to take the time to measure it, because people can't tell the true measurements or if it has shrunk over the years. So regardless, that was worth some money to somebody. So I'm happy someone got to use that shirt. And you don't want to list shirts with stains on them, unless it's like an old concert shirt. If they're ripped up wherever, people don't care. But a nice white Tommy Hilfiger shirt, don't sell one with armpit stains or holes in them. You're just throw it in the garbage. Next item here is Under Armour football padded compression shirt. I think I bought this to play flag football, or we used to play tackle football when I was a little bit younger, when I was in my 20s with my friends. And I've had this forever. It did have some stains on it, but most people that play football don't care. They just want something that's clean when you send it to them. So always wash all your items before you list them. I think it's a requirement anyways. But this is a cool shirt. This thing, I think brand new, is like $80. So someone got a really good deal on it for $20.
Hold on.
Next item here of value is this Nike Mojo sunglasses. I think I paid $40 for these back in the day. Probably like one of those Brad's deal type things, but they're nice. They're polarized and they're in really good shape. I think I wore them never. So I even found the little baggie for them, which was kind of faded. I might have worn these for golf maybe once or twice, but I have not worn these for over 15 years. So that was a nice $48 item.
43%.
And there's an old Menards capsule for $7.80. I did take apart the Vitamix. So these are some of the parts. I did a video on it. No one really watched it on YouTube, which is fine. More and more people will watch it. But if you find an old Vitamix, these things are still $600-700 brand new. So even if you find one that does not work, chances are there are parts on there that someone could use them for value. I probably sold this too cheap. It only went for $17.55, but it's just the knob that you use to control your Vitamix. Or not the knob, but it's the actual potentiometer or whatever, and the knob itself. So that was a nice value there for someone.
And all this is part of the delightful vacation your company has sold me.
All right, and the next item here of value is Cutco. So if you find Cutco out in the wild, it is US made.
I do not have
The most $50.
I think this item is probably worth close to $50.
How much is that?
$50.
If it will load here, come on, you can do it.
Wait a minute.
Sorry, it's loading a little slow here. But this is just the wood part that you stick all the knives in, and all these are very heavy, made out of a solid piece of wood that made in the USA. So anything made in the USA has to do with knives in the kitchen is a good value. So someone bought this probably to replace their old beat up block, or they have some knives, some Cutco knives, and they actually now want the wood part to put it in. Again, I probably could have got $50 for it.
$50.
How much is that?
But I ended up just selling it for $35 just to help someone out. So it's all good. More Vitamix parts, some old volleyball pads. I have my old Ring video camera here. Do you remember these going for a lot more before Amazon bought them? They used to be like a $200 item. So kind of disappointed only get 40 or 38 bucks for it on sale. But I knew it worked and it was complete. So I'm sure someone picked this up, but it's a cool item to have. I mean, even if you live in an apartment, you could install one of these outside your apartment door and see who's visiting you before you answer the door. So highly recommend that product. They are built really, really well, and that was the Ring Doorbell 3. Forza video game, probably wouldn't list something like that again, but again, didn't want to donate it, didn't want to throw in the garbage, so someone got it for $3.90. If you are at a garage sale or an estate sale and you see a box for an Xbox, sold this for 25 bucks or 30 bucks, and it's just an empty box. I was going to throw it away too, so it's pretty cool to turn that. Yeah, 25 bucks what I ended up selling for. So pretty cool after eBay fees and everything to turn that into 20 bucks.
50 bucks.
Had some old propane laying around. I bought an old mosquito fogger that I sold, I think, earlier this year for about 80 bucks. Probably $150 fogging item at the time. But you need these little propane fuel canisters to run it. For whatever reason, I bought like a 5-pack. I probably got it from Amazon. I probably paid close to $5 or $6 for these many, many years ago, but they're still good, and people can use these for camping. So if you see anything like this available and someone's just selling them for $1 or $2, they're worth it. They're just big. I mean, they're not huge, but it's a pretty heavy item. Another old Xbox video game here for $4. More Vitamix parts. So very happy so far. The only Vitamix item I have left is the motor, but I've sold everything else. So I was able to take my old broken Vitamix that I literally was going to throw in the garbage, or I should say the recycling bin. And so far I've made over $120 just selling the parts off. So here's an old container for it.
I do not have any money.
And the nice thing with these type of parts too, you're not really going to get a refund from someone because someone,
I would like to have a refund.
Someone needs to use this for their own personal use here. I think that one's sold to like a restaurant or maybe like a shop that makes shakes or whatever. Here's more parts. So this Vitamix, these are just for the switches alone, $19.50 for switches. So again, you find old Vitamix for $5, or even if it's $10 and the person says it doesn't, it works, then you can sell the little parts off here. So these are for the two actual, one was the on-off switch, and the other one was the variable from high to low speed here. So $20, not bad.
I do not have any money.
Whenever you want.
And it's taking forever.
No! Wait a
It's
minute.
taking so long to load.
1 second.
Hold on.
I found this CD case here. I could not find the CD, but the actual CD, it's CD cardboard. It's kind of glossy. It had some nice artwork. So if you're a Rob Zombie fan, someone thought this was worth $2.50, which is kind of cool. Again, I would have just thrown it away or thrown in the recycling bin. Karate Kid soundtrack. This was in nice shape, so sold that for $9.75. This item here, this Lego piece, is the only item I actually have spent money on and sourced. I got this from a garage sale for $5. I thought I could sell it for more. I actually did have an interested buyer that wanted to pay $25 for it, but that guy flaked out. So anyways, the nice thing with a lot of Legos, especially these big sets, is they actually have dates on it. So this one was 20 years old, and someone bought it internationally. So someone probably paid close to $80 for this, even though I only saw 16. Someone internationally paid some good money to have that shipped to them.
And all this is part of the delightful vacation your company has sold me.
Next item here is a Slipknot CD. And this one actually had some damage to it, but it was brand new. So even a cracked jewel case is okay. So this thing was still sealed. So even if you see brand new CDs and even if there's a crack in it, they still have value to somebody, because someone just wants the CD. They just want to play it inside. So chances are they're not going to ask for a refund.
Can I get a refund?
All right, and old Xbox controller for $13.60. That was my own personal one. I didn't have the battery back to it, but I knew it still worked. Karaoke CD for $3.96. Wilson Electronics cell phone booster. So if you see anything like these old antennas, I think the antenna alone's worth like $15, but I ended up just selling this cheap. I just want to get rid of it. The thing's been sitting, sitting in a bin in my office for like 15 years. And then here's an old camera from a Baby Monitor for $10. The monitor itself is no longer in existence. They got smashed or dropped too many times. This is a fairly new product. So that sold for $10.
10.
Hold on.
Sorry, these are taking some time to load.
Wait. Hold on.
All right, and then the last item that I sold out of 36 sales this past week are some old shorts. So these old shorts I have not worn for many, many years, and decided to get some money out of it,
How much is that?
and ended up selling for close to $12.
I'm just doing my job.
So hopefully you guys appreciate this. Again, I just want to share the real lives of selling on eBay. So total, again, this last week, $951 in total sales, 36 total sales, 6% went to tax, which I don't see. eBay collects it for me. 22% or $203 went to eBay just for fees and promotions, and $220 to the post office for shipping. And my cost of goods sold was $5. So total profit at the end of the day was about $465. I do have a store too, which costs $27.95 a month. So I guess if you figure that in, that's another $7 in eBay fees, which again, it costs around 22% to sell items on eBay. So again, hopefully you guys have enjoyed the video and you've learned something. And again, this is everything on here except for the Lego is stuff that I had laying around my house. Yes, it could have had a garage sale. Yes, it could have sat outside all day, waited for the right buyers. But then chances are most of the stuff for the garage sale, I still would have packed up, put away. So if I'm going to put the effort in, I would highly recommend just list your stuff on eBay, get some money for it. So as always, guys, I appreciate you guys watching my channel. If you guys have any questions for me, I would appreciate it. I'm more than happy to answer them. I'm here to help you guys out, again, from my own personal experiences. And again, I think I'm more realistic of the real type of person on eBay that's reselling stuff. And again, I do go out every now and then. I do go out and source. But in this case, I just want to show you some of the items, which all 36, with the exception of one, are items that I just had lying around my house. So if I can do it, you guys can do it. So appreciate you guys watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.